Good to hear you on. I'm aimed down south, right towards you.
Yeah, head towards Ralph. See if we can pick him up there.
Right. From what I understand, 745 down 10.
45 down 10. Yeah, we're working right here. We're working on this frequency, John.
Oh, okay. Haven't heard him yet.
There's Michael. I hear you, Michael.
Down 10 is on Friday, WA6AAJ.
Now we're supposed to be down 10 now?
Well, no, I mean not on Friday. It's tonight when you work down 10 for Ralph.
Oh, okay, yeah, because it's Tuesday. But we check in on the net and see if we can get QUI Ron there and then head in the other direction.
Roger. Good evening, John. K6MI, WA6AAJ.
Hi, Michael. Got my beam pointed down south, but I'm here.
Well, you can't get away from us now because you're super strong with that amplifier. Before it was a distant star in the east. That's more than any 6 dB increase.
Good show.
Very good show.
K60WSY.
Almost had the same problem he had with your receiver, Mike. I forgot to put the cathode resistor in. Now I can't find it. I remember going out and getting one. I think it was 400 ohm. I can't read the schematic, and now I don't know where I put it.
It's on your bed.
Either that or on the floor.
You know those big Sprague capacitors they put in?
Yeah. Take them out and put one in.
What do you mean take them out?
Take them out and put one 4-section one in there like it originally had.
Well, I got to see what the 4-section is.
20, 20, 20, 20 probably.
If I gotta order one, I'm not going to. I'm just going to replace them with those smaller black ones, those J&Js.
Yeah, kind of an oaky way to do it, but just stick a 4-section one in there and be done with it. Do it right.
That one?
Yeah, $40.
That's what I'm saying.
What's $40? It's nothing.
They only used half that section, the one they put in. The other two are just shorted together. They tied them together and it doesn't go anywhere.
That's probably because they're not only shorted together, they're probably shorted to ground.
I don't think they're going to ground.
The cap is probably bad, Michael. It's open.
That's a brand new Central Electron, or the one from the Antique, the expensive ones. That's what they put in.
You're kidding, and they didn't use the 2 sections that are jumped together?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the size is yet. I haven't looked, but it is. I saw the label. It is the ones that are $35 a piece.
Yeah, they're more than that, aren't they?
Well, yeah, plus or minus, but let me check it out. I'll stand by. Hold on.
Roger. Well, we're getting ready to work somebody, I guess, John.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're ready to get set and go.
Hi, John.
What kind of power supply you using on your 600-watt thing?
48 volt, 50 amp, I think is what it is.
Okay, that's what it takes, 48 volt, 50 volts. This one we've got that Mike and I has got actually 50 volts, but works fine.
John.
50 volts at 38 amps.
Bill keeps keying up. Hi, John. K6MI, K6USY. I don't think Bill can hear me right now.
Yeah, I hear you, Aaron. And I'll see you Friday, of course. And I have one other little project. There's a ham club member who has a laptop, and he's lost his ID code to open it up. He's a handicapped fellow. I wonder if you could take a look and unlock it.
If who could unlock it?
Well, that's not something I specialize in. Yeah, depending on the type of system, a lot of times that's going to be recover the data and then have to reload it. So yeah, that would be an interesting thing to have to solve.
Okay, I just thought maybe you knew the fancy tricks or something.
I'd have to do some research. It's been a while since I've had to do something like that.
Right, he said he had a or a friend open it up and put a new code in there, and then he lost that too. Oh dear, good heavens.
Yeah, sometimes with people like that, it's better to just take the code off completely.
Right, actually, I'd like to do that on my laptop. If I leave it for 10 minutes, it kind of closes the screen and closes my contest software.
Oh, that's an easy fix. That takes like 10 seconds to go tell it not to do that.
Okay, it's on my list.
Good evening, all. K6MYC.
Hi, Mike. K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100. And yes, John, I will see you on Friday.
Okay, the other Mike, AAJ, is here, and Bill is here, and 711 is here.
And I got my pen out, and I'm ready. I didn't hear Bill yet, but I'll put 800 down. I'll put down 727. I'll put 711 down, and I'll put 1079 and 1100 down. Is that it?
Oh, Mike, Bill, Aaron's YL, and John. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Yeah, I got you. I think I put you in there, John. I got you in there twice, or I don't. I didn't miss you. Very good. And what's going on with this? No wonder it's not writing very good. Not a very good pen. Better get a better pen. Here's one that'll work. Okay. Anyway, I'm pointed toward the Bay Area, as there's nobody down south. We could get Kerry in here. I don't know whether Kerry's going to show up tonight. He and his wife have been very sick for about 3 weeks with this weird flu cold thing. He was in last night, so he checked in for a few minutes, so he's around, but I don't know whether he'll make it into the shack tonight. Anyway, we've got, let me see, Bill, are you down there, KAA6S?
759 KR6MR.
Oh, K7MR, KR6MR. Holy cow, off the back of the beam. I'm pointed toward the Bay Area, John, so we'll log you in. I got you 759. That's amazing. On the backscatter path on 1296 here, John, over.
Roger, roger. It is crazy. I am pointing toward the Bay Area myself. I heard a little rumble throughout the full swing of the antenna. And boom, there you are.
KB6BSC 775.
Okay, 775, I've got you also, Mike. Good evening. And I'm copying KR6MR in Meadow Vista. above Sacramento, believe it or not, backscattering out of the Bay Area. So we might have a rather spectacular night here on the band. So KR6MR, great to hear you. Sometimes we can barely hear each other when we're pointed at each other. But here he is, banging in on the path to the Bay Area. Wonderful. And good evening to you, Mike. Good to hear you, and quite a nice signal as well. Let me see, as long as I've got the Bay Area smoking in here, let's see if there's anybody else. I haven't heard Bill. I got Bill written down here. Just give me a quick break, John. Is Bill AA6S really in here?
Yeah, he was here. We had a nice conversation. Maybe he went down 10 for Ralph.
Yeah, maybe he is. Okay. Very good. We'll get back in a minute. Let me get the Bay Area as long as I got good copy on them there. Alpha, KB6, Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Take one, Mike, and we'll get it around the loop in the Bay Area there. K6MYC, Bozo Net, 1296.
W6PQL.
And I hear W6PQL, 1296. Thank you, Jim.
K6KLY.
K6KLY, I hear you also, Russ. Good to hear you. Thank you for checking in here quite regularly all of a sudden. I'm not hearing Mike at the moment, so maybe I faded for Mike. Why don't you pick it up, Jim, and then I'll pass it around here. W6PQL, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike was in here. He checked in, I guess, in between transmissions when you were talking south, but they probably covered him up. Mike, up there in Daly City, you still here?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. Hello. Good evening to the group. KB6WFC 775.
Now, we're copying him fine. Good evening again, Mike. Are you hearing me?
Mike, hearing Mikey?
Yeah, I'm hearing him two places, so it's tough. But I hear him better on the stream than I do over the RF.
Okay, well, you're very Q5, Mike, so quite a good signal on 1296. Probably the best I've heard you on this band, at least the most consistent, one transmission after the other. Anyway, good to hear you, Mike. Jim, go ahead, you take it, and then we'll get it up to Russ and around the loop here. W6 Papa Queen London and the group, K6MYC.
Okay, nothing going on today for me. I didn't do any activities out there. It was cold. Matter of fact, when I woke up, it was 34, and at 9 a.m. it was 34.7. So it was a cold day, and good day for doing stuff indoors. Although I did kind of like you, I went out and did a little landscaping work, raking up leaves and that sort of thing. But that's about it. All righty. Anybody else here in the Bay Area that's hearing Mike? W6PQL standing by.
I don't think he can hear me at all.
Oh, okay. I think, was that you in there, Mr. Eagleson? I did hear Fred. W6JNN, was that you in there? No, probably somebody else. But anyway, Fred is on frequency. Mikey?
Okay, I got to go a little bit more to the west for Fred. I heard him, but I couldn't copy him. And I heard the other voice as well. There's two others in there. Let me just see. Stand by a second, Fred, if you're copying me. Who was the other station that tried to call in, please? Give us your call a couple of times. This is Mike, Kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee Charlie, Delta Mike 07. Over, over.
Anybody else in the Bay Area here? I moved my antenna, but I didn't hear who it was. It may have been more or less in the valley over there.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't hear anybody over here say anything, so it was quiet on this side. Maybe we'll get them. Anyway, let me shoot it to Russ first and then down the other way. Go ahead, Russ. Take one, K6KLY up there in Belmont, K6MYC. Over.
All right, thank you, Mike. Just checking in here on 1296. This is only have like 50 watts on this band, but that's all I need to get to you, I hope.
So the Space Weather Girl says things are pretty calm this week, so don't expect anything on 6 meters. And I think that's. Oh, did your son take my old rotor to the shop yet? Over.
Yeah, it's in the shop. I don't know how much. I don't know if it's been logged in yet or not, but it's at the shop. Over.
All right. Well, that's what counts. I'm not in a big rush. You know, probably the next time I'm down there is April for Visalia, unless something comes up and I need to come see you. So K6MYC, K6KLY.
We could also get it up your way. In certain situations, we could get it close to you there. So we'll see. After the first of the year, I'll see if we can get it into the repair mode and get whatever is that's needed done on it, and then it'll be ready at least if something comes up and the opportunity to go over there exists. All right, let's see. Over to you, Fred, and I'll move the antenna a little bit for you. KD6SOK, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, good evening, Mike, and good evening, Jim, and Russ. I guess can you hear me okay, Mike? Conditions aren't that great tonight. Over?
Yeah, I didn't even move the antenna, Fred, because you're Q5. You're not bodacious, but you're very readable. So I did not move the antenna. I didn't want to miss anything that you had to say. You would, if you and Jim can hear each other, WB6JNN, I think you guys are sort of can hear each other no matter where you're pointed. You might check and see if Jim is in here tonight, if you would, and then of course we could all hear Ed if he comes on, and we'll stand by and see if Ed's there. KD6SOK, K6MYC in the group. Over.
Okay, yeah, well, PQL checked for JNN, and he wasn't here, so he didn't reply to Jim PQL, so I don't think he's here tonight. Anyway, you sound fine. Like you said, you're about Q5 as well over here. Conditions are okay, not as good as on 432, but it's working. Anyway, Mike, it's like Jim was saying, it's very cold. 32, 34 degrees, and probably going to be another very cold night, so we're hunkering down and trying to stay warm. Okay, back to you, Mike. 86SOK.
Yeah, okay. Well, it didn't quite get that cold. I don't know what it got down to here. We were probably in the 30s, but I would guess it was in the high 30s. It's cold. It's been cold all day long. I don't think we got much above 50-something today. We might have broke 60, but I doubt it. It was nice out. It wasn't bad. And we might have gotten to 60, come to think of it. But I didn't spend a lot of time outside. We went riding. We went down to get the mail. I got all the way down to the mailboxes and realized I'd forgotten the key. So we had to turn around and come back, get the key, and ride down again. So we were outside for quite a while. But in the car, we do not have a windshield on my ATV, so the wind was coming right at your chest as you're driving along, and it was brisk. It wasn't 30, but it was not much above high 40s at that, I would think, in the wind chill factor. Anyway, thanks, Fred. Sometimes Jim, JNN, and PQL cannot hear each other until they point toward each other, so that's why I wanted you to see if Jim was there. But you can take one more. Just give Jim a quick call, WB6JNN. Give him a quick call, Fred.
Okay, I'll do that, Mike. WB6JNN, Jim, KD6SOK, are you in here tonight? WB6JNN, KD6SOK, Jim, are you around tonight?
Okay, I don't hear anything.
Yeah, he's not here tonight, Mike. I don't hear him at all, so I'm sure Russ would have heard him, and probably Jim PQL would have heard him, but he's not. He's not on the net tonight, so. All right, I'll let you get going on with the net. KD6SOK. Thanks, Jim. I'm sorry. Thanks, Mike.
Okay, let's see if Ed is in here. Ed, are you here tonight? WA6AXX in the group, K6MYC. How about it, Ed?
the B6PA.
Okay. Hi. Boy, he's back from your trip, huh? You're back from New Mexico. KB6BA, go ahead, Oliver. K6MYC.
Yeah, I've been doing other things during that time, but good to be back. I still haven't fixed my UHF problem. There's some kind of a feed line issue. But we'll be headed to New Mexico again a week from Friday, over.
Oh, is this down there for now that first Thanksgiving and now Christmas?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, good. I'm glad you have the flexibility to travel. Are you driving down or are you flying?
Flying both times. If there's any snow, then I have to drive back through Tucson instead of Phoenix or via Gallup, New Mexico. Too high in elevation for snow.
Yeah, no, I understand. Well, I was just wondering, I haven't talked to anybody that's flown lately. I've talked to people that have flown, but I haven't asked them any questions. Apparently the flying, the lines are just normal. There's nothing more unusual in the airports than what we've had to put up with over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, airports are busy or not so busy, but I will say that the TSA inspections are pretty efficient, and the line moves very quickly, so that worked out well for me.
Well, that's good. Whoever's controlling that part of the government looks like they've got their act together. I haven't heard any complaints at all from the TSA aspect of it or anything related to airport congestion or control or anything else, so that's good. Okay, well, good to have you back. And not a whole lot happening. We've had variable conditions from one day to the next, particularly on 1296. We'll get a good night that's really excellent, and then the next night in the east-west direction, and the next night or the next time it's terrible east-west, and it's really good north-south. So we just can't seem to get both directions good in both directions, but we certainly have it tonight. Now, the other station that should check in here, let me go a little bit further north, and that would be we've stood by for Ed, hearing nothing, and we stood by for Jim, WB6JNN, but we could take K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6WIS. Are you here, Paul? Over. Unusual, I'm not hearing Paul. Let me do this. KW6 Sugar over here in Santa Cruz. How about it, Tom? KW6S? KW6 Sugar. We should hear you, and here you said you'd be here yesterday. K6MYC calling and listening. Are you there, Tom?
K6MYC, KW6S. Not real strong tonight. I must not have the antenna quite right. But, yeah, I'm here tonight. I've been fighting some really tough noise on 10 meters, 6 meters. So, but made its way up here to 1296.
Okay, well, tonight you're coming a little bit more south than normal. So I was a little bit too far north for you. This should be a little better. You're not bodacious, but you're good copy, so no worries. Fine on everything there, and I'm glad we remembered to go your way, because I started in the Bay Area because sometimes you're a little bit late, and I expect you to call me when you hear me, but apparently you haven't been hearing me. But I was expecting a call when we were standing by for other people. You can always call in even when I stand by for other people, as long as you just give one quick call, because the other station usually is going to come back to me with a little diatribe of their Bozo number and stuff like that, so your call would not interfere. So when you hear me first, you better call, because I could forget you. I don't want to do that, but I could lose track here. Back to you, Tom, and we'll, of course, look for you tomorrow night. Good signal here. The one we're missing that we'd normally hear in this direction would be Paul. So I'm going to take one more check in the Bay Area when I finish with you, and then we'll go up and get N6 Radio Oscar in Oakley. Thank you. And over to you, Tom, KW6S. I assume that the weather was okay, and we had a bright sunny day here. It was sunny most of the day. It just never got really warm, but it was probably touching 60, but we had at least sun and clear skies. Over.
Yeah, it was a great day here. I was out and around a little bit. I had a guy in a parking lot just walking. But he was another ham that I met, and he had followed me into But, yeah, it's a beautiful day. I should be here tomorrow night, unless that noise comes back, and I'm working here on trying to come up with a little loop antenna to wander around and see. It's so broadband and so strong, it's a pretty good idea. It must be in my house here for really close. So I'll be battling that, and hopefully I'll have some outcome by tomorrow night. Let you get on to whatever or wherever you're going next. 6MYC, KW6S.
Okay. I'm just going to go back to the Bay Area for a backscatter path to KW6S or anybody else that's left in the Bay Area, and then we'll get on out of here. Anyway, 73s for now. Good luck with sourcing the 2-meter noise, and hopefully you'll find that pretty soon. I know it doesn't stop us, but I know it's annoying for you. 73, good evening, Tom. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC, going back into the Bay Area, looking for any other check-ins. Over. Bay Area, K6MYC, looking for K6 Whiskey, India Sugar. K6WIS or anybody else. Over. I'm inching my way through the Bay Area.
TYO?
I got CY something. Go ahead.
Kilo Juliet 6 Tango Yankee Oscar 1009.
1009 on this band. My goodness, KJ6TYO. Ron, for heaven's sakes, I didn't know you had this band. Over.
Well, I don't have quite the right antenna, but anyway, I gave it a try.
What are you using? What's your radio?
I got that 9700 from Ken.
I missed it. You took a little fade. Talk louder. Take a louder. I'm not pointed at you, so I've got some fading. Over.
Yeah, you moved your antenna. Yeah, I have a 9700. I've got what's in that slot with the silent keys.
Oh, okay. 9700. You say you got it from a silent key?
Yeah, Ken, W6OIB had got it from somebody and then sold it.
Oh, yeah, he got it from Joe Cadwaller, K6ZMW. Okay. So you've got a very famous radio there. That's Cadwaller was quite a guy, quite a VHF or UHF and a microwave guy. Very good signal, too, from his area down near Los Angeles. Anyway, very good. Well, what are you using for an antenna on this band? Go ahead.
I just have a vertical, just one of those tri-band vertical antennas to cover all the bands on this radio.
Okay, well, it's doing pretty good for 10 watts, and I thank you very much for getting in here. We make some nice antennas for this band, of course. You could start out with something probably pretty small, like the 23 centimeter 22. We probably could even sell you a 23 centimeter 13, which is half of the 22, by the way. We could make one of those up for you special. Let me know if you can't afford or don't want to spend the money for that. We'll come up with something better for you. Otherwise, you're on your own. Although a simple little loop antenna, quad loops, and something like that might work well for you. But yeah, you get horizontal, and you'll be a lot louder for me, if nothing else. You might take your lead from K6 USY. I don't know what. Aaron, what are you using on 1296? You're over.
One of your half antennas that you tuned up for me, K6USY.
Oh, okay, the 23CM13. Yeah, that's a good one. I've got pieces here. I could put something like that together for you, Ron, if that would suit you, unless you want to go with something a little bigger. That's an antenna. It's about 30 inches long, rear mount, and I don't have all the pieces here. I've got the element structure. I would have to have somebody drill a boom piece, which is a half-inch material, half-inch aluminum, and I have to come up with a folded dipole. I might have a dipole that would work in my junk box here. So it would be better if you can come up with something on your own, but if you're struggling, I can probably fix you up with something like Aaron has there. Over.
Roger. All right, well, yeah, we're going to have to wait until after Christmas and get all the coax and get the other antennas all mounted up there on the rotor. So, all right, I appreciate it, Mike. Thank you, and I'll let you get on with the net.
Okay, well, thanks very much, and good to hear you. Thanks very much for using that 9700 as it should be used. You pay a lot of money for the 1296 part of it, so you might as well use it. Sounds good, and we'll work something out. Talk to me tomorrow on 2 meters, and maybe we can come up with something quickly for you. KJ6TYO, K6MYC. Thank you, Ron.
7-3, Mike.
7-3. Okay, Bay Area, K6 Whiskey into your sugar. Anybody copying him? Anybody else in the Bay Area? Bozo Net, K6MYC.
AA6S, right?
AA6S, good evening. Did you work Ralph down there?
Yeah, Roger. I was going to pass on that I was copying PKO and Russ and a couple others you were talking to, and they're not even pointed towards me earlier, so then I turned my antenna down towards Ralph. Didn't hear anybody else work Ralph other than Mike and I. Mike worked him too, of course. Both Mike and I worked Ralph. Anyway, I'll get out of here. But I did hear the guys from the Bay Area, 2 or 3 of them, and actually they were coming in as good as they usually do, pointed at me. K6MYC, AA6S.
Okay, well, did you try for Ron over there, 1055, KW6QUI? Did you try to work him?
Not yet. I'll turn the antenna and see if Ron's there.
Yeah, please do that. And then let me know what you hear, and I'll be here. I've got Ralph checked in. Thank you for getting me Ralph there. And I'm going to go up and get N6 Radio Oscar, but you should hear him with his, well, he's barefoot now, but that doesn't mean anything. You had him like a ton of bricks the other day. So let's see. You can try to get Ron right now, and then I'll try to see if Ken is here. Who is that again, please? Again? Give me the call again, please. Again, repeat, please. I'm gonna continue to call here. There's somebody called in. I thought there was an S in the call, but I'm not sure. Please, if you're copying me, give me another call. Please repeat your call several times, and everybody else listen up. Over. I'm pointed now toward N6RO. N6 Radio Oscar, go ahead. Okay, I got you now. I think that's N6RO that's in there. Very light tonight with the 10 watts. It was amazing the other night. So here we are, good east-west and not so good north-south. Take a longer transmission, Ken, and let me see if I can peek on you there. N6 Radio Oscar Oakley, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835, temperature range 32 for low and 50
sent. I got you now. I didn't even wiggle the antenna. You just got Q5. Maybe it's just because I put the Bluetooth on here. It's easier for me to copy in my ears than through the speaker. Anyway, not near the strength we had last week, and Bill just went over to Atascadero, so he might not hear you either. But it would be interesting to see if we had that same path you had down to Visalia the other day. So let's just chat here a second and see if Bill pops in a minute. Anyway, while you're talking the next time, find on your temperatures. About the same here. We were a little bit above 32, and we probably never got out. Well, we might have gotten to the 60 bracket. It was sunny. The sun did come out today, so we might have gotten to 60, but not for very long. It was coolish. Although Judy and I sat out in the sun at the end of the day between, let's say 2:30 and 3 o'clock, we sat out in the patio in the sun, and we're quite comfortable. There was no breeze, so just having the sunlight on us made a whole bunch of difference out by the pool. N6 Radio Oscar, K6 MYC, over.
Yeah, Roger, Mike. Yeah, you're barely moving the meter, but plenty Q5. So that's all we can really ask for. And we started the day off with very dense fog. I mean, really bad. I couldn't even see my trees up on the hill. But it eventually burned off, or actually raised up. And then we had a little bit of sun in the afternoon, but not really. Burning a lot of energy, heating a house these days. I'll let you run 73 and 6RO.
Okay.
RO at 6RO, A6S.
Yeah, A6S, you're loud. You're louder than Mike.
Yeah, you're running between a 7 and 5 over 9. Between a 7 and 5 over 9, Ken, go ahead. I've got a preamp that's got too much gain. I need to change it, but the one up on the antenna died, so I'm using the one down below, and I don't have enough ambition to crank the tower, run the tower down, and get up there on the ladder and change it. N6RO, good signal. Must be a fantastic inversion or something. AA6S, over.
Two-thirds of that run, and then flexible 600 UF. So a preamp would really boost the estimator ratings, but you're the loudest thing I've heard tonight. 7-3, thanks for the report, N6RO.
Yeah, good evening there, Ron. Ron, let me say Ron. I was thinking of Ron. I was trying to get him. Anyway, 73 is Ken, and thanks for the signal report. Likewise, we must be line of sight or something. N6RO 73's Ken, I'll turn it back to Mike. I think he can copy in this direction. N6RO AA6S is clear and over to K6MYC.
Roger, AA6S and N6RO, K6MYC. I found a better peak on you, Ken. The path has changed a little bit tonight. You're quite a ways more to the west than normal. I've got you at 295. Normally it's 300 to 310. And I hear you at 300, but you're much better here at 295. So I don't know what's going on, but we'll take it. Maybe I never bothered to peak you when you have the amp on because you're so loud I can't find the real true peak. But anyway, good, and a good signal. You obviously have a pipeline. There's something going on from your location. You guys get into an inversion, and you just wander right on down to Visalia. If we had somebody on in Bakersfield, you could probably go right to Bakersfield, Ken, and stay in the valley. I bet you it's a valley thing. I'm up here above you, and I'm getting you, but I've got lots of gain at 100 feet. So, all right, take care. We'll see you tomorrow night, Ken. And thank you, Bill, for coming in and giving him a report. I was wondering if you'd get there, and apparently you did not hear Ron tonight. Is that correct, Bill?
Yeah, I did not hear Ron. I did not hear Ron. Back to you.
Okay, thank you. I don't know where he was tonight, but we haven't talked to him for the last couple of nights here. I don't think he was in there on Sunday night. I can't remember whether he checked in on Sunday night or not. I don't think so. So maybe he's off off his schedule or something here. Thank you again, Bill, and I know you want to get out of here, get back in where it's warm, or get back in doing something else that's more productive. Thanks much for the help, Ken and Bill. AA6S with N6RO to finalize it, K6MYC. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, fine. You're moving the meter now up to F6 or so. So it's very slow QSB, and maybe the path is changing in direction. But we'll take it for what it is. See you on 2 meters tomorrow, N6RO.
Okay. 7-3, must have been just a little fading peak there because you're dropping back down again now. Anyway, 7-3, Ken, and we'll see you tomorrow. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Anybody else while I'm pointed this way?
73 is Ken. I wasn't even on you with the antenna. N6RO, AA6S. 73 is.
7-3, Bill.
There you go. You're back up again, Ken.
Well, that's the way the band is.
Boy, it is. It really shows up when you don't have power. The QSB really gets it. By the way, I spent, Judy's been having kind of a bit of a fun. She's been writing down some of these terms like QSB, QRM, QRT, all those things, QSO. She wanted to know what all those things meant today, and I went through a list for her. And that's the kind of stuff she'll get a little bit of that on the amateur radio test, I think. So we're educating her a little bit at a time with that kind of stuff, and making her understand, or helping her understand that all those terms, all these terms, QR Mexico, QSB, and all that stuff came out of the CW days. It was the quickest way to say, boy, the band is really fading, instead of bad QSB, over.
Yeah, boy, it's up and down like 7 or 8 F units. Underlying knowledge that we all need.
Okay. Yeah, you're back down in the hole at Q3 again. I also went through the Q thing for her, and she understood Q1, Q2. Q3 is the first level you could make a contact out of in actuality. Q3, S0, Q3. Q3 and S0 is about the weakest you can get and still squeeze a contact out. Other people say Q2, but really Q2 is not enough readability for a contact. 7-3, Ken. 73, K6MYC going to Sacramento direction.
Friday night.
Well, somewhere up in here, we should have KR6MR again. How about it, John? KR6MR direct path, K6MYC. KR6MR, KR6MR, K6MYC. KR6MR, KR6MR, direct path, over. I'm trying to find the spot, but it's elusive. Very, very light copy here. I heard you in there one time, but I didn't get any copy. So I'll say 73s. We've got you logged in. Thank you. If you can copy me here, John. KR6MR, K6MYC. 73. Okay, I heard the over starting to come up, and I'm nibbling away on in the direction with the antenna. So we heard the over very lightly. So you've gotten back up to Q5 or Q1, Q3 anyway. Readability 3, Q3. Thank you, John, and that was good. Much better copy on the bounce path. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind for future contact spots there. KR6MR 759, K6MYC for your final, over. Yeah, 73s, you're right, much better on the backscatter path, no question about it. How about Paul? I have not heard Paul in here. K6 Whiskey India Sierra, K6WIS. Paul, are you here? K6MYC. I'm not hearing Paul at all tonight. And it's likely I won't get anything out of Nevada, but we'll go up there anyway. We're just about the right time to be in Nevada, so let me go up there now and see if we can catch Nevada. Nevada. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, KE7UQL, K6MYC. Anybody hear me? N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC, calling and listening. N7 Whiskey Tango, W6, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, K6MYC, calling and listening. N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT. I thought I heard a little CW. I thought I heard a little CW in there. Try it again. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC. Over. I'm pretty sure it's wishful thinking. N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT, K6MYC, over. N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC, looking for your CW. Over. Okay, nothing heard there. I guess there's nothing there. Okay, I'm going to go back to the Bay Area for last checks here, and then we'll be done. Bay Area coming up. Coming to the Bay Area. While I'm here, KW6S, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, I should say. Are you here, Paul? K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6WIS, K6MYC, calling and listening. Nothing heard from Paul. Going back to the Bay Area. Okay, into the Bay Area sort of here. Bay Area, late checks are missed. WA6AXX, I think you're the only one, along with WB6JNN, missing tonight. K6MYC, calling and listening.
Okay, I don't think your antenna is quite this way yet. K6MYC, give me a little chatter here. K6MYC, this is W6QL, over.
Yeah, gotcha. Good thing you kept talking, because I had to keep pushing the antenna back and forth here. W6PQL, K6MYC, go ahead with your comment.
Yeah, okay. W6QIW was present and accounted for, as was WB6JNN. We both managed to work him on sideband.
Oh, so 52 is in here, huh?
Yeah, I'm here. WB6JNN.
Okay, very good. Well, I didn't hear Jim at all. We tried everybody to listen for him, but we did not hear Jim, but I'll put him in here. So we got 285 and number 52. Thank you.
I am in here, WB6JNN.
Oh, there you are. Now you're Q5. Maybe we just didn't catch you before you turned the antenna down to the south there. Very good, Jim. Good to hear you. Thank you for checking in, Jim. And hopefully the XYL's doing okay tonight. WB6JNN in the group, K6MYC, over.
Okay, well, I wasn't in here earlier. I got here a little late, and so that was that. And then I went down with Jim, and then we worked QIW, and then I came back up here. So you didn't really miss me, just that I wasn't here. WB6JNN.
Okay, well, that explains why we didn't hear you. Thanks much, but you're doing quite well here now. Quite a good signal. The only one I didn't get tonight was K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Has anybody heard him going into the Bay Area here? K6WIS is missing, over. I guess nobody's heard him. Maybe he wasn't there tonight. All right, 73s, everybody. And Evan, I'm going to shoot it over to you. 73s, Jim, PQL, and 73U, WB6JNN. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks very much for coming in here, Jim, and giving us the last two check-ins. Didn't do bad tonight, something around 20. So not a bad night. Good night, all. And over to you, Aaron, K6USY. It was nice to hear Ron in here tonight. You probably could hear his vertical, right?
Not horizontally. We've already worked each other vertical to vertical to at least know that he's working. He's got an SWR problem that he has to fix. His SWR on this frequency is a little bit higher than it should be. So yeah, he definitely has some work to do with the vertical, and then of course eventually getting something up for horizontal. But yeah, we've been working on getting stuff up and running, and got the Leo Bodner running in that radio. Fortunately, it was already installed, so it just needed to be we had to adjust a little bit. But so we have another station on 1296, and the best part is he's in a completely different grid square than I am. So I congratulated him on giving me an extra multiplier in January.
Well, I'd say, are you in Charlie Mike 96? Is he in Charlie Mike 96?
I think so, or it's like Charlie Mike 97 or something like that. But yeah, it's whatever one is due west of DMO6.
Yeah, that would be 96, so he's got to be a 96. Okay, I didn't realize he was that far out to the east, or the west, I should say. Very good. Very good. That's wonderful. Yeah, we'll get him on here. We'll get him hooked up with something. I've got the pieces here. I've got a project that I should get back to, but with Ken, with Frank being sick a lot and all, I just haven't been able to get back to it. We're trying to finalize a conversion of 1296 antenna over to stamping, and we were using the 23CM22 as a reference. And I was going to have some samples made up of the new versions with thicker elements and stamped elements for the 23CM 49er. Anyway, that project's gotten stalled for a number of reasons. So I've got the 2 element sets for a 23 CM22 here, but they're not on a boom. They're just laying there, and I could build it up into an antenna, but it would be better if Frank or somebody else came over and drilled the boom and got it going. I'll collect a driven element for it, see if we can't get at least a 23 CM13 going for him. Although we might as well make the whole damn thing if we're going to make it. Anyway, it might be better to do the 13 though, because it's not as sharp, is it, Aaron?
Yeah, well, and if he's gonna at least initially do what I did and just fix mount it and not put it on a rotor, it's it's good enough for working you guys and then getting the bounce down to Visalia and stuff like that. So you should be able to at least work most of the local people. So, but so he's in so CM96. He's about 6 miles west of me, and that puts him just on the other side of the line. So he's kind of useful during the contest because there's not that many people out there in that grid square. So I'm glad I'll have another band to work him on. We're also trying to once I have my 220 antenna up, he does have a 220 handheld, so I'll see if I can work him on 220 FM during the contest as well. So that's there's another multiplier. So yeah, he's working on it. So I'm glad he's at least got the 9700 running on all 3 bands at least. So he'll just keep making improvements.
Yeah, I've got a couple of rotators here that you could have if you wanted to rotate your stuff there over.
Yeah, I don't have the room at the moment. All of my antennas are about within like 5 feet of each other on 3 masts on the side of the house. So I don't really have room for. If I rotated this antenna, it would hit the antennas behind it. So I just future iteration. Eventually, I'll probably put up one of those like 4-sided roof towers and get that bolted in, and then I'll be able to put up something bigger. But we'll see what happens. We also don't know how long we're going to be in California either. So I'm at least going to get that 220 antenna up there, but then it probably won't be too many other improvements until we see what we're doing.
Yeah, I hear you. You should be able to get a pretty good job out of California, so jobs shouldn't be a problem for somebody of your skill level, over.
Yep, yeah, and my wife's a teacher, so she can work anywhere and I can work anywhere. So we're just trying to figure out where we're going to go. My father-in-law, who works for International Paper, actually just got laid off. He's being laid off at the end of the year, and if he decides that he wants to move or he finds a job somewhere else, then we might move with him. So we'll see what happens.
Where does he live now?
He's here in Fresno. They moved out here to live closer to us. And International Paper is huge, so they were able to accommodate him moving out to California. But if he finds another job somewhere and they want him to move, then we might move.
Oh, does he operate remote with that company?
Partially remote, and then they also have a box plant down in Sanger. So at least they did. There was a local presence here.
Oh, I see. Okay. Very good. Well, what states are you thinking of?
Well, at one point we were looking at Kentucky, but at this point we have no idea what's going to happen. So we'll figure out what happens at this point. So Idaho was on the table for a little bit, but I don't think that job ended up working out. So yeah, at this point we'll figure it out when we get there.
Oh boy, there's a lot of happenings up there with my grandson. He's busier than hell up in there in the Coeur d'Alene area, up near Spokane. It's a little colder up there. You may not want that. They do get snow from time to time. But he's very happy up there and seems to be a very vibrant community. And he's very close to a nice shopping center and everything within 5 or 10 minutes driving time to a whole bunch of stuff where he is in a little town called Athol, A-T-H-O-L. Like asshole, but not. So you might try to find that on a map and see what it looks like, because it seems like a really dandy area. It's hilly, pleasant, not too different in terrain from here in many ways, and very friendly. And it costs 4 cents a kilowatt hour for power, over.
Yeah, that's just, I don't want to hear. You guys were talking about that last night. I'm like, oh, man. I mean, I'm glad I'm on solar, but I'm still not paying 4 cents a kilowatt. Yeah, I think one of the job opportunities was in Twin Falls, which is, right smack dab in the middle of the state there on I-80. But I'm actually kind of glad that fell through. We were looking at the demographics, and like 80% of Twin Falls is Mormons, which, I mean, Mormons aren't terrible people. They probably make really good neighbors, but, oh, man, that's a lot of them.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, anyway, I have a grandson now that's living in Tennessee, and he likes it back there. He said Tennessee is great. He's just, he's so far from the rest of the family. He did come back. He flew back for the Thanksgiving weekend, but I think he's back in Tennessee now. It's either Tennessee or Kentucky. I think it's Tennessee, but they're fairly similar. But he likes it, likes the climate and all that back that way. He's sort of an electrician, plant maintenance, that kind of thing, and electrician, and filling in with a whole bunch of other jobs that he can do. Anyway, he's thinking about moving back to Idaho just because his brother's there in Idaho, and they might work conjunctively on similar jobs. They do similar kind of work with similar skill levels, although Kenny is up several pay grades above that. Now, he's not doing the work. He's organizing and coordinating big jobs, and the pay is really handsome for that. But Ryan would still be able to do some of those jobs and be involved and work with him or for another company that he would employ and contract to. So lots of possibilities there. But Tennessee is nice, and Kentucky, same. And then, of course, there's Texas and other places. Okay, just curious. I was hoping you'd stay somewhere close so we could stay in touch, and I guess we can on HF, but we sure won't be able to check in on the Bozo Net. Oh, boy, I did talk to Frank this morning. He sounds a little better, but he's still tearing up pretty badly. I thought he might check in tonight. I asked him to come out in the shack and check in briefly, but he didn't make it, so he's still not feeling red hot. 7-3 for now, Aaron. Good evening to anybody else listening. John, K6MI, if you're still here, or anybody else. 73 all, K6MYC. 73, John.
All righty, Mike. Yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow night on 2 meters. K6USY DMO6.
Good night for now. K6MYC, Central California, Delta Mike 07, operating about 600 watts here. And Delta Mike 07 going QRT, enlisting for just a moment before we do so.